Will gold react to the upside off of weekly demand? Let's take a look in this week's Forex Forecast. All right, starting things off with the US dollar index. Remember, I did point out this weekly demand about a month ago, back in January. So that is why we are seeing the move up in the DXY because of this weekly area of demand. And if we go to the lower time frames, like the 4-hour chart, you can clearly see we have a very powerful and strong 4-hour uptrend with demand zones being respected. And we are just continuing to push up. So there is really no sign of the US dollar turning around. So if you're a day trader, I would probably continue to actually buy the US dollar until we can start to see a 4-hour shift of momentum and a 4-hour downtrend. Then at that point, we could potentially switch to short. But in my opinion, it does look like, if you look at the weekly chart here, it does look like, we do have a 4-hour uptrend and we are possibly trending up to this weekly supply at 110.5. So we'll have to keep an eye on the 4-hour chart to see if the 4-hour uptrend continues on the DXY. All right, on to the forecast for the Euro US dollar. In last week's forecast, I pointed out this weekly demand right now, and it is looking like it's going to break. And if you really want to get technical about this demand, the real basing is right here, like that. So this wick, I do include it, but in my opinion, this demand is looking very, very weak, and I'm skeptical if I should be calling it demand anymore. But with that being said, let's go down to some lower time frames. Daily demand. On the daily chart here, we do have a daily demand in control, but this daily demand, there's really no reason for this daily demand to hold. Yes, we could see a move up, but I personally think we'll probably continue to see the euro continue down. And if you go to lower time frames, like a 4-hour chart, we still have a very powerful 4-hour downtrend and a 1-hour downtrend as well. So all signs are pointing to the downside on the Euro US dollar. I'm really not seeing any areas of supply that we could look to short, but as long as we have a 4-hour and a 1-hour downtrend, in my opinion, on the Euro US dollar, it is shorts all the way. Even though, yes, there are no zones that I'm pointing out to you guys right now, it's still shorts all the way, even if we do get a pullback based on this 4-hour downtrend. And once the 4-hour downtrend gets removed, then we can cool off on the shorts and wait to see what happens. All right, on to gold. In last week's forecast, I pointed out this 1-hour area of demand here, and I said we could potentially look for a long off this demand, but if it does get removed, we could be looking for shorts for the zone that does remove it. And if you look here, we reacted perfectly off of one of my 1-hour supply zones that I had for the members here. So perfect supply zone reaction after the removal of that demand zone on gold. Now, with that being said, we have contacted this weekly area of demand. So with that being said, I think we will probably see a reaction off of this demand to the upside. That is just my personal opinion based on my multiple sequence analysis. So I'd like to hear your guys' thoughts. I would appreciate if you guys could comment down below what you think will happen at this weekly demand. Will we go up, back up to weekly supply? Will we only go up a bit and drop? Will we just blow through the zone and continue down? I'm interested to hear your thoughts. Comment down below what you think will happen on gold at this weekly demand for a chance to win a silver membership on Patreon, YouTube. And if you don't know what the membership is all about, here are all the membership options from $5 up to $30 a month. There are multiple different options. If you want daily market breakdowns, we have that. Sunday private live stream forecast, daily chart analysis, custom chart analysis, all that good stuff. So definitely check out the membership. We'll be happy to see you guys join the team. So with that being said, weekly demand is in control on gold. So what I'm going to be looking for is a 4-hour confirmation long. Unfortunately, there's really no zones that I have here, but if we do start to see a move up with a clear demand zone that removes the downward trend line, any demand zone that does that, we could be looking for a long coming off of that 4-hour demand. So that's what I'll be doing here on gold. I do believe we will probably see this downtrend end since we are hitting weekly demand. So in the meantime, I'll just be waiting for that 4-hour confirmation. And if you don't know what confirmation trading is, check out my trading tips playlist. And I do have confirmation trading videos also in the Patreon YouTube membership, and a little bit more in-depth confirmation trading video lessons. So I'll be waiting on the 4-hour chart to see what happens on gold. All right, looking at the USD Japanese yen, looking at this daily chart here, we clearly have momentum to the upside, but we are about to contact a few areas of daily supply on the USD yen that we could definitely see a little bit of a downward move on the USD yen. So definitely keep an eye out for those daily areas of supply that I just pointed out. But at the end of the day, we do have a very strong 4-hour uptrend with 4-hour demand zones being respected and held. And we do have a new 4-hour demand zone at 134.78. Not a huge fan of this zone, but if price does pull back to the zone, you could potentially look for a day trade confirmation long coming off of that 4-hour area of demand. And that's pretty much all I see. We do have a 4-hour, 1-hour uptrend, so set and forget trades to the long side would also be good on day trading timeframes like a 1-minute, 5-minute, or a 15-minute chart. So that being said, that's pretty much all I see here on USD Yen. Like I said, be cautious of these daily supply zones because we could see pullbacks to the downside from those daily supply zones. But at the end of the day, we have a 4-hour uptrend, 1-hour uptrend. So longs on day trading timeframes are definitely, in my opinion, the best thing to be doing. And I'm not really seeing any swing trading setups at this time. All right, onto the GBPUSD forecast. Well, looking at the weekly chart here, in my opinion, all signs right now are pointing to the idea that we will be pulling back to this weekly demand, possibly even further. So this weekly demand is located at 1.16, and I do believe we will probably push down to that demand zone. And let me show you guys why. First of all, we have a very strong 4-hour downtrend. So that is one reason. Until this downtrend changes by having a 4-hour uptrend like this, I am bearish the pound, at least on day trading timeframes. So with that being said, we have to also be cautious of this daily area of demand. For many of you guys know that if you've been following my forecast for the past couple weeks, I pointed out this daily supply. Beautiful reaction off of that supply zone. And now we are pushing down. Now we are about to come in contact with this daily area of demand located at 1.19. It's been tested once, twice, basically 4 times. So in my opinion, this zone is getting weaker. We could definitely see it react to the downside. And if we're left with daily supply, you could potentially use that daily supply to look for a trade in to the downside on day trading timeframes. So with that being said, the only real setup I see right now is this 1-hour supply zone at 1.20. If price does push up to the supply, you could potentially look for a short coming off of that 1-hour supply zone. So all signs, like I said, are pointing to the pound pulling back to weekly demand at 1.16. We just need to keep an eye out on the 4-hour chart, and as long as the 4-hour downtrend is happening, then in my opinion, it's shorts all the way in the pound, at least on day trading timeframes for now. All right, on to USDCAD. In last week's forecast, I pointed out this 4-hour area of demand. So just want to show you guys the reaction off of this 4-hour demand zone. Just absolute beautiful trade. So if you took a trade based on my last week's Forex forecast, congratulations. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think about that potential setup. So nice to see my zones working out beautifully like that with huge risks to reward. So as far as USDCAD goes, I'm really not seeing much. Kind of the same as all the other pairs. We have a 4-hour, 1-hour uptrend. So longs and day trading timeframes are fine. Other than that, I'm really not seeing too much at all. We actually have a daily demand zone located at 1.34. So if we do end up pulling back in the USDCAD to this daily demand, you could look for a potential long trade coming off that daily demand. Other than that, I'm really not seeing too much. If you are a day trader, what I'd be waiting for, since we have a 4-hour uptrend and I'm more bullish the USDCAD, what I would be waiting for is this 4-hour supply at 1.36 to be removed. And if we're left with a 4-hour demand like that, you could potentially trade at that 4-hour demand zone, just like we did off of this 4-hour demand zone. And remember, like I said earlier, if you do want the demand zone that removes this supply zone for that potential trade, that is available on Patreon, YouTube membership. So please check that out. We'll be happy to see you guys join the team. I know I mentioned it earlier, but wanted to mention again, if I do say I will have the zone, it will be there, and you can potentially look to use that zone. So that is what I'm seeing in USDCAD. I would just wait for a new 4-hour zone to potentially form. AUDUSD forecast, kind of very similar to the pound on the weekly chart at least. To me, it's all signs are showing that we will be pulling back to weekly demand at 0.649. So let me show you why exactly I think that. Well, similar to the pound as well, we have very, very clear and very consistent 4-hour downtrends. So in my opinion, that is why I think we'll be going down. So if you do think we are going to continue down on the Aussie to US dollar, there is this 4-hour supply at 0.68. We could look for a short coming off of that 4-hour supply zone like that. That is certainly one setup. There is also this 1-hour supply zone at 0.67. It's certainly possible we do react off that supply, but the 4-hour supply zone I pointed out is just above it. So I think we could actually break this 1-hour supply and react off of the 4-hour supply above and then roll over. So that is what I think is going to happen on the Aussie US dollar. So as far as trading it goes, I think it's fine if you're looking for day trades Other than that, I wouldn't really be trading it at all, kind of based on what I'm seeing. So right now, it's shorts all the way down to weekly demand. If we continue to go down, we just need that 4-hour downtrend to continue to move down. All right, on to the USD Swiss. All I'm going to really say about the USD Swiss is a lot, just like all the other currency pairs, we do have a very clean 4-hour uptrend as well as a 1-hour uptrend with momentum on the daily chart as well. So it's longs on day trading timeframes all the way, and then really the only setup I'm seeing is this 1-hour demand zone at 0.937. If price does pull back to this 1-hour demand, you could look for a potential long trade coming off of that 1-hour demand like that. So that's pretty much all I see here in USD Swiss. Really no point of chasing price up here. I would just wait for a pullback, get a better dip buying opportunity, and that's pretty much all I see on USD Swiss. Like I said, 4-hour uptrend, very strong 1-hour uptrend as well. So it's longs all the way on day trading timeframes for the USD Swiss. All right, last but not least, we are on to crude oil. Just want to point out right away that there is some evidence and signs that crude oil could be pushing up to $87 to this weekly supply zone. So that's why I am currently long and looking for more longs on crude oil. So there is profit margin to the upside. Just wanted to point that out before we dig a little deeper here. And if you look at this daily chart, we did have a daily demand zone formed, and we're already reacting off of this daily demand to the upside. Whether it holds or not, we'll have to wait to find out. We do at least have profit margin up to $80 a barrel. So with that being said, since daily demand is in control right now, I would be looking for longs. Now we do have this 1-hour zone right here. It's not a great zone, so 5-minute confirmation longs would be definitely needed in that 1-hour demand zone. Other than that, not too much going on. Another thing we could do is just wait for a 4-hour uptrend to start. So if we do get a pretty clear 4-hour uptrend, then at that point trading long on day trading timeframes will be okay. Other than that, that's all I see here on oil. I am bullish on oil. I do think we have seen the bottom on oil. Although it is possible we do pull back and just break the low at $70. I think it's possible we have seen the bottom. So I think it's looking for longs all the way. We just need to see more consistent and fresh looking zones being formed before we continue to add longs. Hopefully you guys found this weekly Forex forecast helpful. If you did, make sure to let me know in the comments down below. Leave a like and check out the Patreon or YouTube membership if you need help finding your supply and demand zones. It's only $5 CAD per month. Hope to see you guys there and hope to see you in the next video.